And I go into the emergency room, and I was like, Donald Smith? And they're like, I'm sorry, he passed. And they took me into the room. There's my father laying on a gurney, just dead. He still has a tube sticking out of him, and they're trying to intubate him or something like that, but just motionless, quiet, no breathing whatsoever. And it was weird. It was, I mean, to say the least, you always know eventually your parents are going to go, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that moment. And then I walked out, and I went outside and had a cigarette. I was still a cigarette smoker in those days. And I was just thinking about being half an orphan or halfway to being an orphan or something like that. My brother comes out, and I was like, oh, can't believe it, right? He goes, yeah, it's pretty tough. And I said, how was it? Because my brother was there. He was staying with my parents. And Donald, without missing a beat, my brother goes, Dad died screaming. And I was like, what? And he goes, Dad died screaming. I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, he woke up and he was kicking the sheets off and screaming about being on fire. And he was so hot and get him water and screaming. The screaming got louder and louder, and it reached a fever pitch, and he died. And I don't know how else to say it, but Dad died screaming. And that hit me like a Mack truck. And I remember thinking, oh my God, in this world where even a good man like my old man is gonna die screaming, there's no point in not trying to achieve every dream that I have. This is my eventual end. One day, that's it. And I really felt like, man, that's like, this is my future. We're all probably gonna go out screaming. So the best thing to do prior to that is to try to pack that life with as much wonderfulness, fun, productivity. Surround yourself with people that are gonna help you do that. You know, because in this world, there's not a lot of support. There's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of cynicism. Even as I sit here and tell that story about my father dying, I guarantee you there's a cynical head in this house, maybe more, sitting there going, who cares, move on, tell a joke. The world is full of why, man. You tell people something, they'll tell you why. Throw a rock and you'll hit somebody with why. Like, hey man, I want to make a movie. Why? Why do you think you could do that? Why? Why? Nobody else is doing it. Why are you doing it? There's so much why. You go out and you find why not. You surround yourself with why not. People are just like, why not? Where you're like, hey man, I'm going to try something. Like, all right, why not? Let's give it a shot. People who will try to help you do your dreams, make your dreams come true. And you do the same for them. We're all in this together. And it costs nothing to encourage a artist. That's why I get up here for almost 20 years now after the movie, man. There ain't a lot of filmmakers get up after the movie and spend more time than the movie itself talking. But I've been trying to impart one simple lesson for nearly 20 years. Anybody can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't born into a business or the film business or born with a mic in my hands. I have no discernible talent whatsoever, man. I have no connections to the business. We're from New Jersey and stuff. I got lucky. Somebody picked up the movie and boom, I was off and running. And part of that manifest, when you're brought into the indie film community, part of your job, part of your honor, part of your privilege is to make sure that keeps going, to encourage other people, you know, to tell people it's worth the shot. Just like Wayne Gretzky said, like, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. It's always worth the shot. Now, if you're talking about like, if what your shot is you're like, I've always wanted to kill 12 children, Kevin, don't take that shot at all. I'm not talking about that. You know, I'm talking about artsy shit, you know, writing a blog, making some music, making a movie, making a cupcake store, a knitting store, putting together a YouTube clip, just anything that's just not, oh, we must do this because it's part of my job or this will get money. Some you just do just to see if it could be done. Live a why not life, man, because we're all gonna die screaming. So make sure when you die screaming, you're totally fulfilled. You're like, I took all the shots. I did it. I went after everything I wanted to, or at least tried. Take the shot. The shot is always worth taking. Whether it's a dopey thing like podcasting or writing a book or writing a blog, think about the encouragement you get. When you encourage an artist, think about the potential that comes out of it. You tell a dude, good job, man. That person maybe one day writes that blog that you meme out to the entire world because it says exactly what you always wanted to say but couldn't yourself. Or they write that song that you play over and over after a loved one dies because it means the world to you. They make that movie that is the one you cling to when everything is going wrong in life. Oh, you pop that in and things aren't bad for 2 hours. All that comes from encouraging an artist. Nothing good comes from discouraging an artist. So for 20 years, I keep coming up here and going, go out and do it. Why the fuck aren't you doing this? It's so fun. You should do it. Take your shot. I took my shot, and it's nothing but pussy and donuts, you know? So I'm here to tell you, man, give it a shot. Go out and try.